So before we get started, I thought I'd talk to you about mixing philosophy. So the philosophy of mixing is twofold. So there's one thing, which is musical aesthetics. So that's how a thing sounds and whether it actually sounds any good to most people. So for example, if you've got a mix that's all bass and virtually no mid-frequencies or treble, that's going to sound lousy to most people. Likewise, if you have a very tinny mix, one that doesn't have any bass, very little in the low range mids, and is mostly just treble, that's going to sound pretty terrible to most people. So there's a bit of a bell curve going on as to how things sound good aesthetically. But the other part of it is feeling, and we mix to enhance the feeling of a particular piece of music. There's all sorts of interactions there. For example, if I think of Bon Iver, his first album, that guy, any sort of professional mixer listening to it for the first time will go, oh, that's a very, very soft mix. Like there's no treble in there, and none of the elements are really very separate from each other. It's not a very professional sounding thing, but the thing is that the way that it is mixed enhances the feeling of the music, and it turns it into something that it would not have been if it had been mixed in the standard way, traditional way at a recording studio. So in some ways aesthetics and feeling can be sort of at loggerheads with each other from time to time. Sort of on the opposite end of the spectrum, you get very pop mixes that, you know, if you mixed them like Bon Iver or whatever, they would sound pretty bad. You would not want that. So it's not an objective thing in either case. Some aesthetics can fit some pieces of music really well. Other aesthetics can fit other pieces of music really badly. Likewise, if you're mixing a very upbeat poppy track and you're sort of enhancing a dark, moody background to it, then it's probably not going to work for the feeling of the track. Likewise, if you're mixing Rammstein and you're trying to make it sort of sound, if you're trying to find the mood of it, and if you're trying to make the mood really kind of jazzy and poppy, then likewise that's not going to work either. So, two reasons: make things sound better, enhance the feeling of the music. That's why we mix.